This is the R train. Now the R train starts at the 71st Continental Avenue with the E, F, and M on the local track. Now the R starts moving local on the Queens Boulevard line and goes all the way down to 36th Street, with the F leaving first to go down to 63rd Street. The R then moves over to Queens Plaza to split up with the E and M and goes into the 60th tube, meeting with the N and Q. The three shoot down the tube to Lexington 59th Street, Manhattan. After leaving the station, the three travel down Broadway. Once they all get to Lower Manhattan, the N splits from the R and goes on the express track with the Q over the Manhattan Bridge, while the R goes underground to Whitehall Street, with the Staten Island ferry upstairs. After that, the R goes down the Montague Street tube to Court Street in Brooklyn. After that, the R meets up with the B and Q at DeKalb Avenue, and after a quick scoot over to Atlantic Avenue, Barclays! Meeting with the D and N on the express track, the R continues on 4th Avenue down the local track to 36th Street, where the D splits up and goes on the West End line. Continuing on, the R keeps going down 4th Avenue with the N on the local track to 59th Street, where the N splits up and goes down Sea Beach, while the R continues down 4th Avenue by itself. While doing that, the R goes outside for 1.7 seconds.
LOL.
Anyway, the R continues to Bay Bridge 95th Street in Brooklyn. And that, my fellow New Yorkers, is the last stop on the R. Now the equipment for the R is R46s and sometimes an R160. And when an R160 pops up, you know what happens. Now the R is the all-out slowest train in transit.
Pretty much.
At the same time, it's the only one on Broadway with good equipment and has more of a chance of getting an R32 than the N and Q both combined.
Which I think is bullshit, but go on.
Now, I'm not alone in this review.
What?
Our review. Nah. Leave it alone.
Let's see. Yeah, the R is fucked up for the next year and change. You got the Brooklyn half, then you got the other half.
C and G, C and G, C and G.
I wish. But
I almost lost respect in it.
if you're not presently aware, there's 160s on the bottom half, and on the irrelevant half there's these shits, 46 and 160s. Headways would be better, but what can you do? Hey, hit the camera.
And an innocent passenger.
What I think about the R, I like the idea of 46s on the F, I'll tell you that. I like the idea that the F, but there's more R160s than 46s right now. But I still like the idea of 46F. 46 via Queens Boulevard Express is definitely better than 160s. I live along the R line, Woodham Boulevard, so I get to see the F, R and F. I wouldn't say every day, but almost every day. Now here's the thing with the R, I think this one was explaining. During the weekends, when the R goes over the bridge, the equipment gets all mixed up. The 160s, there's practically everywhere. I'm screwing this up.
Well, what's your overall general opinion on the R?
I kind of find this as an R and F train swap.
Wait, are you being serious?
Kind of C and J. I like the idea because I like 46 on the F better than 160s. And the 160R, I don't usually get to see that. I like that idea better because there was no local route. The 46s, in my opinion, some of my favorite cars in the subway system. So seeing it on the F on an express line is better.
Cut down the R. Put one R in one section.
No!
And put it in the other. And then you have this and that newer stuff. And you got people getting pissed and marriage and CNGs.
CNGs.
Lots of CNGs.
Oh shit. What the R does best, wobble.
Oh, and the W. Yeah, this is the W train, man. That's about it.
Also, my good friend Mr. Broadway line, Reggie.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Reggie Davis, better known to y'all on YouTube as Broadway Line 7795. And today we're going to be discussing and reviewing the so-called troll of New York City Transit, which is the R train. Now, speaking from my own personal opinion, I love the R train dearly because of the fact that it is the first letter of my name. And now, let me just give you the lowdown on the R train. I've seen it function throughout the years, and I can honestly say it does get most of its work done when it's not, getting in the way of the N train. But speaking from my own personal opinion, the R train is considered one of the most legendary lines of New York City Transit. And it is a three-borough local, mind you. Now, throughout the 90s, the equipment for the R train is pretty much basic. It was R46s and on a rare occasion, R32. Now, after 9/11, the Cortlandt Street station was severely damaged due to the World Trade Center attacks. So the R train only ran as a shuttle in Brooklyn, between Court Street, downtown Brooklyn, and Bay Ridge 95th Street. And then service was temporarily suspended, replaced by the J train service, coming from Broad Street down to Bay Ridge 95th Street. And it was a good sight to see R42s on the 4th Avenue line for a change. But for all you R train riders out there complaining about, oh, the train is so slow, I'm never gonna get to work on time. Ooh, I'm late, I missed another R train. You know what? All you guys right now could just shut the fuck up right now, because I'm tired of hearing it. Over the years, you've been complaining about the R train being all slow and shit. Well, it's a three-borough local, and they go by the book. So you can't really say anything about the R train. You can't say anything bad about the R train, because I ride that line. And I take whatever opinions that I hear about the R train very seriously. Now, seeing as how the R train does have R160s, it's been coming the way it should. So, after some good amount of time that I spent on the R160 R train, I can honestly say it's really stepped its game up, It's not so slow after all, speaking from my point of view. Well, when you look at it like this, before the TET trains came in, the R42s and the R40s mods used to be on the R train, which was always a nice sight to see, And I can honestly say, I took advantage of it like no other person did. And riding it throughout the twist turn, and hold on, let me just back up a moment and just give you a little bit of info about my favorite section of the R line. It's that twist turn between Cortlandt Street and City Hall. Whether going towards Whitehall Street, South Ferry, or towards Queens, it's that twist turn between Cortlandt Street and City Hall. And that's when it happens. It's the most dramatic and most amazing moment to me on the R line. It's just a sharp turn to the right, and then an immediate sharp turn to the left. And once it gets into the middle of the twist turn, I start to lose it. And with the trains, they do that shifting thing, because it immediately goes into another sharp turn, just like that. And the Screeching Symphony is, my goodness, the best damn Screeching Symphony I've ever heard. Well, I can honestly say that because I get it every time I ride it on the R line. So basically, the R train has had good moments, and then it has its bad moments. Moments where it's absolutely unbelievable. Now, the R train, I can honestly say, is a very good train, especially in the morning time when service starts bright and early at 5 o'clock. It comes out of the Jamaica Rail Yard and gets ready for service towards Manhattan. And throughout the 90s, the R train has had two partners. It's had the G train, which was its longest running partner throughout the 90s, and then throughout the early 2000s, it had the V train. Now after 8 o'clock, mind you, that the G goes beyond Court Square towards Forest Hills. So not only did you have the V train, you had the G as well. And those three services ran for only like 4 hours between 8 and 11 p.m. between Queens Plaza and Forest Hills 71st Avenue. Now, the R train right now is doing okay. It's been doing its job really well. So in conclusion, before you go judging the R train and saying that it is the slowest line of New York City Transit, take some of my advice. Ride the R train from Forest Hills to Whitehall Street as an R46 or an R160 for at least 4 weeks or so, and get the true facts of how it really functions. Because, you know, most of the time when it's, you know, not being trolled by the N train, coming from my own personal point of view, it does its work really well on the Broadway line, picking up all the local service passengers at the local stations. So with that said, the R train will go down in history as one of the most legendary trains in New York City Transit running the Broadway line. Of course, if it wasn't the Broadway line, then, well, what the hell else case? And I can honestly say that the R train, to me, and to all the rest of the R train riders out there, you guys got some pretty good services. Because if it wasn't for the R train going towards Bay Ridge, you wouldn't have direct service towards the Staten Island buses at 86th Street and 4th Avenue. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. The R train, I love it dearly, and the R160s are the best thing for the R train right now. So until then, I'm Reggie Brownline Davis saying don't let anyone steal your joy, and as always, keep it simple and keep it real. And of course, respect the R train, goddammit. That's my letter. Better come correct.
Now, taking a note from the old R review, this train is an absolute troll. At 59th Street in Brooklyn and Manhattan, the R switches off from everyone else. For example, at 59th Street in Manhattan going down to 60th Tube, at the very end of the tube, the R switches off and goes on the Queens Boulevard line while the N goes outside. Back when the R32s was on Broadway, this was a massive problem because apparently no one knew how to look at the sign on the side of the train if the sign was broken on the top, because sometimes it was blank. So most people thought it was an N train since it was an R32. But boy did they get a big ass surprise when the train came up on the switch. The troll song was activated by that time. There's other times where the R is not even on Broadway. That bitch is on 6th Avenue due to construction.
Nigga is trolling. Trolling like a motherfucker.
Now for service, they put extra trains on the R, which is smart, but not very effective.
Pokemon reference.
Right. Now at night, on the overnights, the R still runs. At the same time, it's a shuttle in Brooklyn between 36th Street and 95th Street in Brooklyn only. Now for some odd reason, the R gets a lot of care from the passengers. Why? Well, honestly, I don't know. Now the R, keep in mind, is pretty much just there to provide extra service on Broadway and other areas. Keep in mind, the R is not a 24-hour train. It used to be, but nope. The N takes over for the R for the millionth time. Not surprising. Back in the day, the R used to go to Astoria, Queens, and the N used to go to 71st Continental Avenue for only 10 years, leaving the R with absolutely no yard at all. The N train jacked your shit, nigga. But as the years went on, that all formed into what we have now. Now the R train, for the most part, while it's based out of Jamaica Yard, still is an okay train. They take care of their 46s better than 207th Street Yard, which honestly, my god, is hilarious. Now the music for the R train is Ethno Circus from Sonic Rush. Not the Blaze version, because that's for R160. If you guys saw the old review, then you would know that the R train had a dance. The R train dance. The R train dance was created on the R32 R train and is only meant for the R32 R train. Nothing else. The other theme song is Oldies But Happies from Jet Set Radio, but in truth, they're both the same thing, just made to something else. So in total, the R has 2 theme songs. Now overall, the R train is a train that you would really have to pay close attention to just to make sure you don't have to wait a long time for it. The R has a huge responsibility being a 3-borough local, and for that, I have to cut it some slack. The crew on the R do everything they can to make things better on the R. I'm not gonna lie, in the daytime, the R is faster than both the N and Q. 2 R's will show up before an N or Q, so in a sense, the R did get an upgrade. Yeah, it's a rather shitty one, but an upgrade nonetheless. And for that, I have to give the R train a 7 out of 10. So with that said, this is Knuckles of the Super Subway Brothers. You guys have a great night, and thank you for watching. Hold up. You can't expect an R review to be done with no R train dance? Put the damn music on.
Thank you.